So the transfer portal continues to be such an intriguing part of this college football offseason, and today we need to talk about former Alabama Crimson Tide members making their collegiate decisions and the implications those decisions will have. Before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from you, so hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes, N for no. Do you believe your team has been able to get better via the transfer portal? And let me know what you're thinking. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification because I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it, and if you enjoy that content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions, though they may seem small, are massive to content creators such as myself and both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all of that being said, we need to break this down and we will start on offense because Paul Tyson is now known to be headed to Arizona State in a move that I think is going to intrigue a lot of Alabama fans. It's going to be interesting to see what Paul Tyson can do in the pack with Herm Edwards. I'm very excited for Tyson because coming out of high school, he was a highly regarded four-star and he just happened to enter that Alabama quarterback room in an era where that room is jam-packed, loaded. Currently, Bryce Young is there, the former Heisman winner, looking to build upon this season, and Bryce is only going to continue getting better. Then in that same room, the number one quarterback out of Texas in last year's cycle, Jalen Milroe, who's been very impressive thus far, and now in this year's cycle, five-star quarterback Ty Simpson coming in. It was just a loaded room, and so I think I'm really interested in seeing what Paul Tyson's going to be able to do out in Arizona State, and I'm going to be rooting for him. But also on the offensive side of the ball, Jahleel Billingsley transfers to Texas, reuniting with former offensive coordinator Steve Sarkisian. And this is a move that we need to watch, especially because when you look at the state of the Texas Longhorns and their rebuild. The Texas Longhorns were able to get in transfer quarterback Quinn Ewers, who looks to come in and immediately affect positive change. But the way you have to do that is by giving him protection and then weapons. Luckily for the Longhorns, the protection has been really looking good in the recruiting department because they have been recruiting some really high-targeted offensive linemen. Still in one more battle for five-star Campbell. That's a situation we have to keep up with. But if they can get the offensive line right, adding in a weapon such as Jahleel Billingsley to pair with Xavier Worthy, to pair with Bijan Robinson for Quinn Ewers, that's a really nice group you're looking to give a first-year quarterback. And so it's all reliant upon that offensive line and how they continue to develop, and the new guys develop once they get in, a situation we have got to keep up with. On the defensive side, though, Drew Sanders to Arkansas, and this is a little bit surprising because it seemed likely that Drew Sanders to OU, especially when you consider that when Drew Sanders was coming out of high school, he was committed at one point to OU, and his primary recruiter is still with the Sooners. When you look at who Sooners hired, Brent Venables, Todd Bates, it seemed likely that since he had that prior relationship with the Sooners, that the Sooners could be a suitor for Drew Sanders. And even though they got a visit, it is ultimately the Arkansas Razorbacks, Barry Odom, and Sam Pittman that get the former five-star out of Denton Ryan High School in Texas. And this is a move I'm really interested in because Arkansas is a team that has continued to get better and better under Pittman, and it's really interesting to see what the future will hold for the Razorbacks because every year I've watched them under Pittman, you can see the progress happening. And now, getting in a talented player such as Drew Sanders, I'm very intrigued to see what Barry Odom does. But with all of that being said, I'm very interested in hearing from y'all. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you're thinking. That's it. See ya.